Hey friends, it is Tuesday night, April 21st. Hope you're having a good day. My connection looks kind of, I don't know. I don't ever know what my connection looks like. Welcome to Elmer and the Dragon. You're exactly right. So tonight we're going to be reading, so this is a 3-part book. The Tales of My Father's Dragon. The 3 books that are included are, let's see if the glare's bad, I'm sorry. We have My Father's Dragon, which we read in 2nd grade this year at the beginning of the year. We're about to start Elmer and the Dragon, and then the 3rd book is The Dragons of Blue Land. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite books that we read. I just like all the animals, and I like how although Elmer, he disobeyed his parents, his mom especially, he was very resilient and motivated to go rescue the dragon. So that speaks highly of his character. So we all have make mistakes. So there's that. I'll be right back. Just a second. Had to lock the door so no one comes barging in to my room and completely disrupts us. Yes, the mouse was so funny because the mouse would do something called spoonerisms, where you would mix up the first letters of 2 different words. And so he would say something like, that was Tilly Retific or something like that, really, instead of really terrific. So yeah, he used to do lots of silly, fun things like that. Hey, Christina. We got Christina, Sammy. Sammy's laughing it up over there. Always so funny, I know. Isn't it funny? Yep, he's always laughing. So we're about to get started with book 2 of My Father's Dragon. And it is called Elmer and the Dragon. So we will start with chapter 1 tonight. Chapter 1 tonight is called Tangerina. And for my 2nd graders that read the book, or if you've already read the book, Tangerina was actually an island. There was an island called Tangerina. So here we are beginning Tuesday night, April 21st, book 2, My Father's Dragon. Into the evening sky flew Elmer Elevator aboard the gentle baby dragon, leaving Wild Island behind forever. Elmer, who was 9 years old, had just discovered the dragon from the ferocious animals who lived on the island. An old alley cat told him how the dragon had been hurt when he fell from a cloud onto the island, and how the wild animals had made him their miserable prisoner. Elmer, feeling sorry for the dragon, and also hoping to fly on his back, had set off to the rescue. Now the dragon was free and happy and grateful, and he said, "Elmer, you were wonderful to come all the way to Wild Island just to rescue me. I'll never be able to thank you enough." "Oh, that's all right," said Elmer. "Flying on your back makes all of my trouble worthwhile." "Then I'll take you on a trip. Where would you like to go?" "Everywhere," said Elmer. "The trouble is that I ran away 10 days ago to rescue you, and I guess I ought to be getting home." "Well, at least I can fly you there." "That would be swell," said Elmer, peering over the dragon's side. "Let's rest tonight down there on Tangerina Island and start the trip tomorrow." "Fine," said the dragon, swooping down and landing beneath a tree on the beach of Tangerina. Elmer slid down and took off his knapsack. "You're beautiful," he said, admiring the dragon's blue and yellow stripes, his red horn and eyes, his long, great tail, and especially his gold-colored wings shining in the faint moonlight. He's by the tree on Tangerina. "It's very kind of you to say so," said the dragon, suddenly feeling very hungry. "What's there to eat around here?" "Tangerines all over the place," said Elmer, picking one and peeling it for the dragon. Pew, pew! What a terrible taste, choked the dragon, spitting out the tangerine as hard as he could. I don't think dragons eat fruit. What do dragons eat? Asked Elmer. I used to enjoy the skunk cabbages and the ostrich ferns on Wild Island, but I don't see any here, said the dragon, looking anxiously up and down the empty beach. Eats cabbage, skunk cabbages, and ostrich ferns? Ooh, maybe you'd like the tangerine peeling, suggested Elmer. The dragon closed his eyes and carefully bit off a small corner of a piece of a peel. And then he jumped up yelling, "Why, they're delicious!" I love fruit. So Elmer and the dragon ate 19 tangerines. Elmer the insides and the dragon the peels. Such teamwork. A chilly wind blew along the beach, and the dragon curled his great long tail around the boy to keep him warm. Good night, said Elmer, resting his head on his knapsack. I can't wait for the trip home tomorrow. Next morning, as the sun edged over the horizon, the dragon rubbed his eyes, stretched his wings, and yawned. My, but it's good to be free again. By the way, Elmer, where do you live? In Nevergreen City, near Evergreen Park, on the coast of Popsicornia, mumbled Elmer, who was already awake and eating tangerines. So it's Nevergreen City, near Evergreen Park, on the coast of Popsicornia. I think that's all made up. What do you think? I hope you know how to get there, said the dragon. Don't you? Said Elmer. No, don't you? Asked the dragon. No, said Elmer. You see, I came here in the bottom of a boat and I couldn't see where I was going. The seagulls will know, said the dragon. Oops. They follow ships out to sea. I'll go ask one, said Elmer, suddenly remembering that it would be nice to be home for his father's birthday. He walked down to the water where a very old gull was blinking at the morning sun. Excuse me, said Elmer, but did you ever hear of Nevergreen City? Of course, croaked the very old gull. I lived there before I followed a ship to Tangerina, but I wouldn't dream of going back now. That's very interesting, said Elmer. But you would know how to go if you did want to go, right? Certainly, answered the old gull, pointing his right wing toward the ocean. Just fly in exactly that direction until you get there. Elmer took out his compass and found that this direction was west-northwest. Is it very far? Far? I should say so. Well, thanks a lot, said Elmer. I'm kind of worried, said the dragon. Suppose we never find it. Hey, Faith, how are you? We'll find it all right, said Elmer, who was a tiny bit worried himself. The dragon ran along the beach, warming up his wings while Elmer packed 69 tangerines, as many as his knapsack would hold. Besides the tangerines, he had in his knapsack all sorts of things left over from the rescue, including 7 pink lollipops, which he was saving for an emergency, half a package of rubber bands, 3 sticks of chewing gum, a very good jackknife, and a burlap bag. Of course, he kept his compass in his pocket where it would be handy, and he wore his black rubber boots. Do you remember why he used the pink lollipops? The pink lollipops were for the crocodile bridge. Do you remember why he used the rubber bands? To put the lollipops on the tails of the crocodiles. Chewing gum. Why did he have chewing gum? because the tigers loved the gum and they wanted to plant the gum to grow another gum tree. The jackknife was used to cut the rope, and the burlap sack was used to climb inside at the port of Cranberry. And what did they think he was instead of wheat? They thought he was corn on the cob. Are you ready? Asked Elmer. Jump on, said the dragon. Elmer clambered onto the dragon's back and took one last look at Tangerina and the blue and white waves skipping in from the cold ocean onto the sandy beach. So there they are, getting ready for their trip. And unfortunately, that's all of chapter 1. So then we have chapter 2 coming up. That's only been 10 minutes, so it's looking like I can probably do another chapter. So here we go, chapter 2 of Elmer and the Dragon. Chapter 2 is called Storm. Here they are leaving. Or maybe not. I don't think that's leaving. I see things, it's hard to see for you guys, but there's some pretty big clouds back here. There's the dragon, Elmer. This looks like I don't know, a small island or a big old rock. I'm not sure yet. And then there's his knapsack laying down. So we're going to go ahead and do chapter 2 because that one went really, really fast. Chapter 2, Storm. They flew all morning, high above the endless blue and white waves. Elmer sat feeling the wind on his face, listening to the whir of the dragon's wings and watching the compass to make sure they were going in the right direction. I see a rock down there, said the dragon in the late afternoon. Let's rest it. So it was a big rock. Good idea, said Elmer. The dragon circled down to the rock, landing on all 4 feet. Elmer unpacked 11 tangerines, and as he and the dragon ate, they watched the sky turn from blue to gray and then to dark gray. Looks like a storm, said Elmer. Eek. Yes, said the dragon. Do you think we better wait here or go on? If the wind's bad, the waves will wash right over this rock, said Elmer. But if we keep going, maybe we can fly away from the storm. Let's hurry on, said the dragon, and up they flew while the waves grew wider and wilder. I felt a drop of rain, said Elmer, looking up at the blackening sky. Suddenly, a ferocious wind rushed up from behind, pushing them forward faster and faster. Thunder crackled all around them, and cold, hard rain beat down upon them. I wish I had my raincoat, yelled Elmer. I wish it weren't raining, panted the dragon. My wings are getting heavy and I can't fly very well. Besides, I hate thunder. The wind blew harder and the rain was colder. Look at this storm. Look how bad it is. It's dark and the waves are raging and his wings are getting wet, making it hard to fly. Elmer looked at his compass and cried through the rumbling storm. Oh no, we're going in the wrong direction. I can't help it. The wind's too strong and I can't fight against it, screamed the dragon. This is not sounding good. Elmer put away his compass and looked down at the thrashing spray. He could hear the dragon breathing hard, and he watched his wings beating slower and slower. He wondered how long the tired dragon could fly through the crashing storm. I can't go on, puffed the dragon, and he sank through the rain nearer to the cold, wild water. Elmer shut his eyes and held on as hard as he could, trying not to cry or think about home. I'm sorry, huffed the dragon, that I couldn't keep my promise. Oh, that's all right. You did your best, sobbed Elmer. And then the dragon sank lower, closer to the water, and splash! Elmer, safe. I landed on sand, yelled the dragon. But don't get off because the water is up to my knees. Elmer opened his eyes and looked around, but it was too dark to see anything. Are you very comfortable? He screamed above the noise of the storm. So when he landed, instead of landing in really deep water, he actually landed on like a sandbar, and the water was only as deep as his knees. So it wasn't like seriously bad. It's funny how the light changes. It's not too bad, shrieked the dragon, but I think the water's getting deeper. Gosh, maybe you're sinking in quicksand. No, I don't think so. Anyways, where else can I go? We'll just have to wait here. Why don't you take a nap? I can sleep standing up, you know. I can't sleep standing up. A nap in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of a storm? Why not? There's nothing else to do. So Elmer lay down along the dragon's back, and they both were so tired that they fell asleep while the thunder boomed all around them. Elmer! Elmer, my stomach's underwater, cried the dragon, and suddenly he woke up an hour later. Elmer looked around. The storm was nearly over, but all he could see was the drizzling rain and the dragon lapping, and the water lapping against the dragon's stomach. Poor dragon. Would you like a pink lollipop? Asked Elmer, deciding that this was a real emergency. I'd rather have a cup of hot milkweed milk. But I guess a lollipop would help, said the dragon. Elmer unpacked one for himself and one for the dragon, and then carefully crawled along the dragon's neck until he could put the lollipop into his mouth. It does help a little, shivered the dragon. As they were sucking their pink lollipops in the middle of the ocean, the drizzling rain turned into thick, thick fog, and then the water began to get shallower. My stomach's out of water again, he announced the dragon cheerfully. I know why the water goes up and down, exclaimed Elmer. It's the tide, and we're on a sandbar near some land, and just as soon as the fog lifts, we'll be able to see what kind of land it is. I hope it's dry land, said the dragon. All night the water got shallower and shallower, and Elmer and the dragon were too excited to sleep. Finally, as the sun rose, even the dragon's feet were out of water, and the fog began to rise. Ding dong, the chapter's done. That's all of chapter 2. So the storm blew in and kind of knocked them off track. They landed in the water, but nothing too serious. And so they're waiting for the next morning when the fog will lift and they're going to see what's all around them. Here we go. We're going to wait for chapter 3 tomorrow, but I will give you a preview of what chapter 3 will be. Chapter 3 is called The Sandbar. So chapter 3 tomorrow, The Sandbar. So have a great evening with your family and enjoy this nice, quiet evening. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Zooming tomorrow at 10, so if you are joining me, I'll see you then. I will read again. Maybe tomorrow night. I might have something going on, so I will tell you tomorrow if I can do it. So anyway, hopefully I can. I love you guys. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Love. Bye-bye.